The Jacksonville Jaguars are not dead. They had an incredible comeback in Week 12 against the Baltimore Ravens, a perennial playoff team in the AFC. You know, they come back from, what was it, an 8-point, 9-point deficit late in the fourth quarter. Trevor Lawrence hits Marvin Jones, back corner of the end zone, touchdown. They get Zay Jones for the 2-point conversion. The crowd's going nuts. Sorry for the late video, guys. I was at the game. I was a little hoarse. I was yelling my head off. What an incredible finish. And with that incredible finish, let's hand out some awards, shall we? Offensive player of the game. It's one of my favorite things to get out. Obviously, the league is an offensive league at this point. And my honorable mention for the award is absolutely Zay Jones. Zay Jones was an incredible asset for the Jaguars to use this week. You know, Zay Jones hauled in 11 of his 14 targets, including the game-winning 2-point conversion. It was just an incredible route, and that's what he's kind of becoming in Jacksonville, just an incredible route runner, and he showed it once again as he was Mr. Reliable, and he was the favorite target for Trevor Lawrence. You know, I believe the closest guy was Christian Kirk with, I think it was 8 targets. So you're talking about almost doubling the next closest guy with targets. He's just a great playmaker when you need a good play. That's exactly what he did. You know, 7 first downs as well as having a huge third down catch on the game-winning drive. And it put them in range for the Marvin Jones throw. It was an incredible catch, incredible throw. But despite Zay Jones' incredible performance, another man is going to walk away with the Week 12 Offensive Player of the Game award for me, and that is the man that was slinging it to Zay Jones, Trevor Lawrence. Once again, had himself a day, throwing for over 300 yards and getting his third game-winning drive of his career. It was an incredible day for Trevor Lawrence through the air. It was incredibly efficient, 78% through the air, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. It was one of those games we've been hoping that we will see out of Trevor Lawrence, and this was that game. You know, the Raider game was a very good game for Trevor Lawrence. This game against the Ravens was almost an all-around great day. It was an incredible day for Trevor Lawrence. Ultimately, the one little downside for him is the fumble that Luke Forner thankfully did fall on. But every time he needed a touch pass, it was there. He found the holes in the Ravens zone. It was the throw to JaMychal Hasty, multiple throws on 3rd and 4th down when they were needed, when they were down late. And, I mean, the throw to Marvin Jones to put the ball in the end zone, bring it within 1, and then ultimately the 2-point conversion. Just a great day for Trevor Lawrence. He balled out against a Ravens defense that, you know, was coming in, and it was looking like it was going to be a very, very tough matchup. You know, you look at Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, Kyle Hamilton, a very star-studded secondary, and Trevor Lawrence had a very good day against them. Now, penalties for me, one quick note on that. Four total for the Jaguars, 3 offensive, 1 defensive. You know, Trayvon Walker did have the offsetting. I believe it was a defensive holding. But it's just kind of become the norm for this Jaguars team to be very low in the penalty column. It's a very good day whenever you are. I believe they've had one game where they went above 10. But as a whole, this Jaguars team has been very, very disciplined. And I do think that's a nice little boat as they look towards the rest of the season where if things happen in just the right way in Week 13, the Jaguars could be in control of their own destiny. I believe all they need is a Titans loss, and the Jaguars season is in their hands and no one else's for the AFC South. So that is a great thing to look forward to. We're looking at potential meaningful football in November and December. It's a very, very good thing. It's a thing we have not seen in a very long time. Now, for Defensive Player of the Game, my honorable mention is going to be going to a guy that I was staunchly against them bringing back and him seeing the field at all prior to this 2022 season. He had a really rough 2021, and that is Andrew Wingard. Old Dewey Wingard is coming around. He's just like the virus you can't get rid of, and sometimes it's down, sometimes it's up. And this was a very up game for Dewey Wingard. You know, I've even heard, I saw on Twitter the other day, I believe it was at True Will, said he's kind of the Tyler Shatley of the defense, because whenever you need a big play, whenever you need just a good serviceable backup and a guy to fill in to a spot, that's Andrew Wingard, like Tyler Shatley is for that offensive line. He forced the fumble to kickstart the momentum to the Jags' favor, allowing them to take that 20-19 lead. Ultimately, the Ravens did get another touchdown, which led to the Trevor Lawrence touchdown drive. But it was an absolutely great day for Andrew Wingard. You know, they had him playing in the big nickel. They're a really run-heavy team, and he did an incredible job against this Ravens offense. But he had a great day, but another guy had an even better day. He had a record-breaking day, 13 tackles alone in the first half, breaking the franchise record for tackles in a half. Foye Oluokun is my defensive player of the game. You know, when he was covering Mark Andrews, he allowed him to 8 yards on 2 completions. You know, nothing crazy. He only was covering him 2 times, so he did allow 100% completion, but still 8 yards on one of the best tight ends in the National Football League. I know there's a conversation of going, is Mark Andrews the second best? Has he passed George Kittle? And when you're allowing somebody that's in that conversation to only 8 yards against it, with a defense that has been notorious for letting tight ends just run amok on them, letting running quarterbacks take off on them, this linebacking core led by Foye Oluokun did an incredible job keeping Lamar Jackson under wraps. And, when you lead the team in tackles by double, with the next closest guy being Chad Muma, who also played very well. That's another interesting storyline to watch develop. He had the 18 total tackles on the day, but he had the 2 tackles for loss as well. So he's not only creating havoc in the middle of the field, he's also creating it in the backfield, being a great run-stuffing middle linebacker, like the Jaguars thought they were getting whenever they signed him from the Atlanta Falcons. Foye Oluokun is my defensive player of the game. Trevor Lawrence earns his nod for being the offensive player of the game. Let me know, who are you guys giving these awards out to? Let me know down in the comment section below. I'd love to have that conversation with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and go Jaguars.
How about them Jags?
Come on, Joe! Ah! Thank you, baby! Thank you! You make it blood come from my damn mouth!